Hey guys, welcome back. So today I want to talk about something which my mailbox is being flooded with. Everybody wants to know my opinion that what do I think of Tiger Shroff? Is he natural? Is he on roids? What could be his possible cycle? What's your take on it? Is it possible to get a body like Tiger Shroff? So guys, probably this is the only Indian channel which talks about these things because I see a lot of Indian young teenagers and boys aspire to be like these Indian film stars, be it Farhan Akhtar from Bhag Milkha Bhag or Salman Khan, Amir Khan, and now the latest teen sensation is Tiger Shroff. So in this video, I will be sharing with you my opinion. Can you get a body like Tiger Shroff if you were to try extra hard? So are you ready? Let's go. So first let's understand, guys, Tiger Shroff is the son of Jackie Shroff, we all know that. And he's born with good genetics. If you go back to the movies in 80s, if you weren't born, I would want you to see it. Jackie Shroff in his 80s and 90s, the guy was genetically lean. If you see his movie, Hero, again, he had the genetics, but back then there was no technology, there was no workout, the actors weren't exposed to this whole setup of training. So obviously, he wasn't as chiseled as the way Tiger is. So he has the genetics. So Tiger has great genetics. And plus, what I really like about Tiger Shroff is the fact that, right from his very, very young age, he got into gymnastics, he got into sport, and he's very, very flexible. So that's a classic example, guys. The two things that I'm trying to drive here. A, if you're born with good genetics, if you do the right things, you can probably get where Tiger Shroff is. Two, if you get into sports at a very young age, again, that could be a classic example. So what Tiger has managed to do is managed to integrate the two together. Great genetics and a great sport that he has picked up, which is gymnastics, great for flexibility. Plus he's also into martial arts, so which is again a deadly combination. Now coming back to the point that is he natural? Guys, I think, we should not get into that mode of actors where are they natural or not natural. What matters is, can you get a body like that? I think all of us, if you were to try, it's definitely feasible to get a body like Tiger Shroff. He's not one of those international fitness models, who's extremely ripped with a body fat percentage of about, say, 4-5%. He's not in that category. I think the body of Tiger Shroff is pretty much achievable. All you need is a good training plan and a good diet plan, plus your commitment and discipline. If you go back to his interviews, I don't know how true are they, because I really don't believe what celebrity says, because they say something else, they do something else. When I say do, they behind their ass, they do something else. So I don't believe that. But I heard he say that he pretty much eats very clean from Monday to Saturday, and Sunday he eats up on ice creams and whatever he wants to. But from Monday to Saturday he's like a warrior, he's like a soldier. Minimal salt, minimal sugar, nothing, just clean, dry food. Now if you can do that, hey, definitely you can get a body like that. But coming back to my point, guys, I always tell you should only use steroids, or you should rather only think of juicing if your body is at stake. If you think you're going to be making money out of your body. But even then, if you were to push a little harder, if you were to push a little extra, you can definitely get a body like Tiger Shroff. And I've seen his movie Baghi, because I'm a big fan of his, if you were to ask me. In terms of his action, the way he is. I'm not talking about his acting skills, because that's questionable, because he's things too early in his career. But I think the guy really works out really hard. The guy really puts in his 100%, plus he has his own legacy of Shroffs, Jackie Shroff being a successful actor, so he's really carrying on the legacy really well. Coming back to the question, has he juiced up? Maybe, probably he could have done a cycle or two here and there just to look good for his movie Hero Panti, because what he looked in Hero Panti and what he looked in Baghi, there's definitely a difference. He's put on more mass. He is looking ripped still, but he's added a lot more muscle mass. Of course, he trains hard, he does all the right things, I'm pretty sure he eats clean. But guys, also understand, these guys, when they're preparing for a movie, that's the only agenda that they have. They train 4 hours, 6 hours a day. And plus they have their nutritionists, they have their dietitians, they have their trainers, they have their physios telling them how they can push their body to different limits. Now, we as common people don't have access to it. Even if we have access to it, at times we cannot even afford it. Plus, their supplementation is very different. Their cycles are very different. Even if they do steroids, let's presume they do steroids. I always tell you they're medically monitored. They are doing it under strict supervision to avoid the nasty side effects of it. They're not one of those guys, like I used to be one of those guys, probably go to the gym back in the days and somebody tell you, hey, you should do this cycle, you should do that cycle. I did it. I got great results for it because I've been getting a lot of questions from people that my trainer is recommending me that cycle. A friend of mine did that cycle, got great gains. That's not how these guys do it. They do it in a very medically scientific manner, guys. And that's my only request to you too. It's feasible to get a body like Tiger Shroff. You can get it. Don't do steroids. I always tell you that it has nasty side effects, and the reason why I say that, the reason why I always tell you about the steroid part, because if you don't know anything about it, if something were to go wrong, you're gonna get friggin' jacked. You're gonna get friggin' screwed. I don't know about the death part because I've talked about it, that there are a lot of people dying. I've talked about it in Pakistan. I've talked about a lot of Indian bodybuilders dying because of not steroid abuse, but more of diuretic abuse. You really don't want that. Just to look good and probably put our health at risk. You don't want that. Plus, look at these actors. They only do it for a particular scene. I've always told you that. Once that scene is over, they're back to their normal life. Plus, if you have genetics like Tiger Shroff, you can look like this all 12 months. So he's genetically gifted. So you can be like that. All you really need to do is figure out your genetics, figure out your body type. Could be endomorph, mesomorph, ectomorph. No, these are not the terms I developed over the course of this video. These are the set of people, the ectomorphs are the guys, who are genetically very skinny. They have a tough time packing on muscle. Endomorphs are the kind of guys, Govinda guys, who pack on weight easy, lose weight easy. And mesomorphs are genetically gifted like Tiger Shroff. So identify your body type. And once you know what exactly your body type is, then you push your body as per different limits, but naturally. If your body does not grow naturally, there are a lot of supplements that you can use which can help you take your body to another level. So I hope this answers your question, and I hope we all aspire to be like Tiger Shroff, because that body is certainly feasible. So any one of you have any questions around this, feel free to reach out to me either on my YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I'm adding more people on WhatsApp too. I'll be very happy to help you too with your goal. So until we meet again, peace.